Autotrace on Illustrator to form a pattern. And fundamentally the reason for going through all of this stuff is because there's no way you can create these patterns or abstractions off the cuff just by doing them. It's process driven, and so by going through this process we get some exciting formations. So let's jump onto our other page. Same story, I'll go through it again, place, and pop in the picture. I'll just click and drag. I'm going to put it on Autotrace, and once this goes through, pump it up to about, I'll try 80. So put 80 in. Cool, I'm not going to mess with these things. We've got the method is the button, ignore whites, and then I think we can expand. Expand, we have our option to ungroup. Actually, I'll go Command Z, just undo that. The other thing here is, remember, if you select all of this, if you want to get to just a shape, double click and it'll bring up eventually just the shape. So layer, group, and then inside a group. Double click outside, it's back to normal. Anyway, I'm just going to ungroup it all right from the beginning as far as I can. That's it, 2 ungroups. And same thing, direct selection tool, grab some of this and fill, none, line. I'll make it actually, maybe I'll try this time getting the eyedropper and making the line the same colour as, let's say fill, change it to the line. See what happens now. Point 1, so it's a fine line. Okay. Anyway, I'll keep going with a bit more. Fill again, none, line. This time I'm going to do black. Point 1 again. We'll see how detailed it is, if it's going to pick up any other colours. Select, same, fill colour. No, it's already too fine. Select, same, fill colour. Oh, there's got a couple of pieces, but not too much. But I can come in here with the shift key, pick a few areas, give them a fill, line of none, okay, just double click to get rid of some of the stuff. And I'm going to get rid of a whole area under here. That's quite interesting, so I'm going to copy that and window, bring in the artboards, and I'm just going to make a new artboard. I've got 2 now, so you see if I go down, it's got 2 pages beside each other. Command 0 just to fit it back in the window. And paste it. Now to make the pattern, let's have to sort out what sort of area. So I'm just going to do some deleting. I'm just going to get rid of a lot of these areas and see what I end up with. Direct selection tool, just taking out chunks. It's quite an interesting shape. That one. Alright, so I've got something here. Group that. Another item here. So I'm just going to put all of these up near the top. So Command 0, fit it in the window. And I'm going to pop it up here. Now, some of these things, you can come in and have a look at them. And at this stage, I quite often like to change things around a bit. So direct selection tool, I'll get rid of one side. Maybe all of this now. Make it a bit bigger, rounded, but still with points on the corners. Whoops. It's all grouped, so I can ungroup it. I'm going to scale it a wee bit. So some of these shapes I'm just moving and playing with them a wee bit. Maybe this whole area through here I'll run as a black. Fill. Line of none. Alright, I'm going to delete it. Back to this. Move these two in. So I'm starting to make an interesting shape. So once I've got that, I can select it. And under Window, I want to find an option that's called Symbols. I need the brushes, it's the symbols and the Autotrace. Now while I've got this highlighted, if I go New Symbol, I'll just call it pattern_1. Just going to have it as a static, just as a graphic, rather than a movie clip. Go OK. And now what I'll find it's pasted in here. So if I go back out, and I get, while it's highlighted, I get this spray can. I can spray that simple hold and close, and it ends up making a pattern. So with this, if I double click on it, I'm going to end up with a whole lot of options. The symbol density, I'll take that to 2. I'll move quickly or slowly. You can see the density there. And intensity, see what happens when it's on 4. So much slower the way it comes out. Now, if I click and hold down on this, you'll see I've got a whole lot of options here. If I double click, you can start to manipulate these as to the size, user defined, average, the way you can work with them. Okay, I'll just use the defaults. So the shifter, while these are highlighted, you can push, move things around. There's the sizer. Right, so you're getting this scaling going on. This is there. Spinner. This is almost becoming like marbling. When I get it to this stage, I can go Object, Expand, just like you did with the Autotrace. You can see it goes down to the grouped boxes, Expand again, and it's now going to come down to these objects, and I can ungroup until it can't be ungrouped anymore. And now I can do essentially the same thing all over again. I can cut out bits, I can choose pieces that I think look more interesting. There's some really interesting stuff that's starting to happen through here. So I can grab these two, change them to pink with no outline, and again, appearance. We've got the opacity color. Change it to multiply. Oops. Object to range. Bring it to the front. And you can see the effect that it's starting to have over some of the other things. So some of these areas I can delete twice, or I can randomize it a bit and get so let's say this area looks really intriguing. Scale it, bring it in, fill it with yellow. This picks up just one of them. Starting to clean it up a bit. What bits do I want as a pattern, and what don't I? I'll run through there and I hit delete once. Okay, I'll get rid of that. And now this starts to become a pattern that I can use. I've got fine lines here. Some of them I might just thicken up a little. Recolor them. Whoops. Line. Change this to something that's slightly more exciting. Again, we've got the appearance. opacity for the fill. Overlays not so great. Just looking to see if we can have something other than multiply. It's a bit hit or miss with some of this stuff. Colour burn, although that's probably going to do a similar thing to multiply. Take off this end. Oops. There we go. Start to condense it a wee bit. There's an option, you can see there's little wee bits here, so if I go effect, where is it, select, here we go, object, select object, straight points, and see it picks up a few little bits, so just little leftovers, because this technique can become a bit messy. Fit in the window. And there we go. I mean, I've got these other two that I can try as well. But let's I know. Let's try. If we grab this one, and we'll change this to a symbol as well. So we've got it highlighted. We'll go new, static, graphic. Pattern 2, and it's in here. We should be able to grab actually I'll grab this one, the symbol, edit, object pattern, we'll make a pattern. This was after, and you have a whole lot of details in here you can play with, but I'm going to leave, oops, sorry, I should have object, pattern, make it a pattern, okay, yeah, done. So we've got our pattern in here now, you can see it in the swatches. Now if I grab this, I can put the pattern within that shape. Doesn't look quite so good there, so maybe I need to be a bit more specific to grab just an area and to try it with that pattern. The pattern, I'll just get something a bit different, scale it, and you can see it's affecting right across the board. Done. Okay, you can see when it jumps back here, it's changed it within here, so that's becoming a bit more a bit more interesting. So let's go expand. I might just ungroup it. What I'm going to try and do now is see if I can expand this pattern. Yep, so that's let's do it. I won't do it any more. I can check it by going Command Y, and you'll see now I can see this this pattern, which means I'm going to be able to go in, and again, whoops. Command Z, take it back to what it was. I'll try grouping it, double clicking on it. Getting bits, you can see I'm getting bits where I can kind of delete out from it. Other areas through here, highlighting them. At the moment I've just got the direct selection tool on. Double click on an area up around here. Direct selection tool to get into these areas, and then I can go on with the direct selection tool and start to pull bits out. Double click on the background, so you can start to ease into the patterns, but it's starting to become a little bit too chaotic now. Some of these things, when they've been expanded, have gone back to what they were before. That's right. So it's endless, going on and on, making these kind of patterns through process. Right, let's see if we've got. This one's getting a wee bit too complicated now, so I'll go back a step. Command 0, Command all, delete all this. I'll just bring in our head again for one more. Image trace. Now, a couple of things will go for this default auto color. Bump it up a wee bit. Object, expand. I'll just ungroup it, can't anymore. Oops. And I'll go fill of none, align of black. I'll make it 0.1. I forgot to ignore the whites, that's why I've got this square around the edge, so I'll delete that off. When you select and highlight an area, you'll see that some of the points are dark, some of the points are light again. So if I get those darker points, you can get some interesting things happening as you pull the lines across. If this is all expanded, we can grab a line here and let's go for a line through here. So we've got those two lines selected. We can go Object, Blend Options, Smooth Color. Will go Specified Steps. I'm going to say 100. Fortunately, it's not going to give us a preview for this, but we'll see how it goes. Object, Blend, make it. Not too bad. Let's try Shift. You can even pick a selection out of here. Let's try those two. Shift. Let's see what happens. Oh, actually, what I'll do is I'll color this first. Line, pink, and let's grab one here and make the line green. Shift. Blend options. Right, let's try that again. Oh, I had a preview that time. Blend, make it. And you can see you get this kind of color gradient happening as well. Select, I'll grab that line, select, same stroke color, and we'll make it something that's a little more in tune with the rest of the image. So yeah, you can get some pretty outrageous things that are starting to happen. All of these areas as well. Again, you can fill the shapes. A line of none. And this as well, once we have the blend, object, expand, always expand it. It's going to break it up. And then we can go through and do exactly the same thing we've been doing, deleting out areas and seeing what comes of it all. And of course with all of this we can grab some of it and change the line weight. What happens when some of these things start to become really heavily thickened up? Let's go for 3. Okay, probably because there's fills in there as well, we have to change it all to 1 color, blue, change that, and then we can go to the appearance. Oh, it's not going to let us change the transparency of it.